What up, people? It's your boy, Master Trudy, out here with another animated movie review. And so last night I watched Superman Man of Tomorrow. This is definitely the first film, obviously, since the end of the DC animated movie universe, the DC AMU of the DC animated original movie line. That Dark Side War. Um, it was a very Justice League War Apocalypse War, sorry, was very an interesting, very great story. I had nothing but praise for it, obviously, as you know in my last review. So definitely we're entering a new territory in terms of animated film now that that new 52 era seems to be over and done with. And so as I was watching this, I was like, oh no, this seems to be a return to the basics of the DC animated originals, where you had these one-off films that could venture off and have their own thing. I got a lot of vibes from the Superman from All Star Superman in here. I got a lot of vibes from Superman Unbound as well. So this was a very Superman movie. Um, I have to say I liked it. I give this, it's a good solid start. I give this a good 8 out of 10. But quick summary of it. So this is not necessarily an origin story. It delves into his origin a little bit and works around it. I would say that this movie is a combination with a bit of Smallville and a lot of Superman, the animated series. But as I was about to say, the summary, whoops, sorry, the summary of this movie is that Superman is on Earth, and as he's discovering his powers, he decides to be a force for good. He goes around saving people. He's initially known as the Flying Man as opposed to Superman. So the moment he gets to Metropolis, he's there, but he starts out as an intern, getting people coffee, working the copiers, and all of that type of stuff that you would expect a press intern to be doing. And so, you know, what's interesting is that he doesn't really form an enemy on this Earth. Um, he has a bounty on his head, and Lobo comes to collect. So Lobo comes to Earth, and they begin to fight and whatnot. And we see that it leads to the unfortunate creation of Parasite, Rudy Allen. Um, Interesting design for him. I'll get into that when I discuss the different parts of this movie. And we see that we have that other villain, but we see that another hero that's kind of introduced very quickly in what you would consider maybe a first Superman movie is that we see Martian Manhunter there, telling him that you're the last of your people, and you should keep, it's your responsibility to preserve your heritage, so keep out of mind, out of sight. So Superman realizes that he can no longer do this, and so Parasite decides to keep on running rampant. Um, he pretty much goes ahead with the help of Lex Luthor, who betrays him at the end, of course, and he tries to save the city. And what's interesting is that he really he tries to save the city in a different way, where he tries to appeal to people's humanity to accept what's not that different from people, like say I'm just like you, and the parasite here who is conflicted is just like you too. But what's interesting is that while Superman is the hero, and he definitely is, he's not the one who saved the city, but it's Parasite, which I thought was an interesting twist. There are a lot of interesting twists that I thought they were about to do. Like, in one part we see Martian Manhunter, you know, seemingly dead, and I thought that, wow, I didn't expect him to kill him off, but he survives. Spoilers, the spoiler warning. He survives basically, and we see that you know that aspect of it that you think that I thought they were about to go all in and try something different, but clearly they may want to have more films in this era, but that's neither here nor there. And so Superman at the end of the movie, Lobo pretty much tells because Martian Manhunter is apparently not the last Martian, so who knows what they're going to do with that? Because if Lobo told him, and Lobo told, there are probably a few Kryptonians out there as well, so who knows? Maybe we see a Zod, maybe we see a Supergirl, who knows? But at the end of the day, it was a pretty straight to the point movie, kind of, I don't want to say it was safe, but it was, it was constructed reasonably well. So let's get into uh, the plot. So, well, I just finished the summary, but how I felt about the plot. The plot was, it was standard. Superman is trying to find his way. Superman does this, has a villain, has a challenge, does this and that, has his journey, and it's pretty much good. It's well done, and it's always it's fine. So yeah, it was a decent plot. No plot holes. It doesn't really drag. The pace is good. It moves forward. Those little twists that I thought happened, threw me off. Kept the plot spicy. So I will say that. Let's get into the characters. So Superman, Clark Kent in this one. The way they decided to portray him was, apparently when you hear he's 24 in this movie, so he's quite young. You know, so it's interesting to see him pretty much still trying to find his way. And he's been going around as the flying man, so it's not that he's just getting into heroes. The moment he got to Metropolis, he hit the ground running. So that's another thing that I liked about it, about his character. Another thing is that he's very hopeful. I definitely say that he was different from the edgy Superman that you got in Justice League War, where they first introduced him there. This one's a little more hopeful. Um, he loves his parents, wants to be part. He's desperately trying to keep his head low, but when it's time for him to basically step up, he does step up. Um, I'd say he displays he's like he's very much Superman, but he can display a little bit of earned cockiness when he needs to. So I thought that was pretty good. So I like Superman. I thought he was good. Um, we got Lois. Now, Lois here has also been considerably aged down, and she just got her job in this movie, so it's not like how she was in previous iterations where she's already been on the job, she's already top dog, and whatnot. Um, she immediately gets hired because in the movie, it's shown that she has exposed Lex. She got her sources and whatnot, and she got secret tapings and everything like that. And so Perry White decided to say, "Hey, here's a new person." What I found interesting was that everybody except for Clark and everybody who worked there. This was everybody of different backgrounds. When they saw Lois, like, oh my gosh, a grad student coming to take this high end job, and yeah, whatever, man. We don't want rookies taking these kind of jobs. So I thought that was interesting. Um, she's very much 24-ish, maybe a year younger than Clark, but she definitely, I don't want to say that she's ideal, but she's very cynical, not to the point of where she's a pessimist, but she has healthy skepticism and you can even see it herself that she thinks she has everything solved, but when, for example, there's a point where she interviewed Lobo and she thought that, oh my gosh, I'm getting the scoop. But she realized that Lobo's really messing with me and I'm not serious and I can't take it, I'm impatient. So, I thought that was very nice. It was an all around well rounded character. When she needed to cheer up Clark, she could. So that's pretty good. Notice that we get to Lex, and I didn't really say anything about Lex in this movie because he doesn't really, let me not say he doesn't do much. Well, to be quite honest, he really doesn't do much in the movie. Like in the beginning, he launches his rocket to try to explore space, and nothing of consequence really happens out of that. So he gets exposed, he gets caught, the thing fails, he gets taken, he gets sent to jail. You don't see him for a good amount of the movie. When he finally shows up, you get to see his intelligence at play. Um, he gets to figure out how the parasite became the parasite, what happened, which I found a little bit odd that he knows that much about alien technology. But considering that he has access to Star Labs, it's not a considerable, it's not a far fetched, stretch for him to know that. In addition, of course, he goes about his way about, oh, you're all superpowered and you're a superpowered god, and who's more of a threat, Parasite or you? And I'll take out both of you. So yeah, that betrayal came in, and at the end of the day, he gets sent back to prison. So no real complex Lex there. Um, we get into Martian Manhunter. I liked his appearances. I thought it was pretty cool. His design was probably one of my favorites in the movie. Definitely liked his Martian Manhunter look. Not the true Martian look, but the Martian Manhunter look. I thought that was pretty awesome. Powers are very good. He was almost quite OP, but not too OP as well, because Parasite kind of was on him. But him staying at the house with the Kents was very nice and reminiscent of the Justice League episode where Martian Manhunter stayed. Um, for Christmas. So I thought that was pretty nice. Um, so let's get into the main villain. Well, he's pretty much the main villain. He's the A class villain, which is Parasite. He's probably the if there's a character that the movie can hang its hat on, it's definitely Parasite. They did very well to establish him as a likable character. Rudy Allen was a very sympathetic guy. You know, he served 2 tours in Iraq. Um, and it's sad to see him working as a janitor in Star Labs, but you can easily see that when Lobo and Clark come fighting in Star Labs, he's quick to assume the leadership role and get people out to safety, and he saved quite a lot of people before he became Parasite. So you feel for him, you really feel that. You feel sorry for this guy. You try to see him with his kid, and I'm kind of glad that they didn't do any type of scene where he accidentally kills his pregnant wife and kid. So, it was good. You could really sympathize with his character, and he made the ultimate sacrifice, which you really don't see with Parasite. Um, Very Sandman esque from the Spectacular Spider-Man, if y'all remember that. So, Parasite was definitely, I have to say, my favorite character in this movie. And then you get to Lobo, who was very nice for what he was. He was Lobo. Lobo was done well. He's that bounty hunter. He doesn't care. He's out there to get his money. He's out there to get paid. Um, I had almost forgot about the immortality, but they definitely put it in the film, which worked well because it's Lobo. So Lobo was funny. Lobo was a very good fighter. He was definitely overwhelming Clark at times. Like Lobo was done very well. So that's what I have to say. The secondary characters, like a Troop, which was pretty cool. He was pretty nice as a character. Perry White was another joy. Really liked him. Loved Ma and Pa Kent. Very not well done. So the characters were very nice. The animation. Let's get into that. Very different. When I first saw this animation, I was like, "Oh man, am I watching Archer?" Because that's initially what I thought. It looked very Archer-esque, but the um, the animation was not bad, and the designs were not bad either. Parasite's design was a very interesting design. He looked they went for like the raptor look for him, which is very interesting, and they made him into a giant, which is something that you usually don't see. But his parasite design was very different from the usual parasite design, and I didn't have a problem with that. I thought it was pretty cool. Animation was pretty fluid. The fights were great. Choreography was great. Like that's one thing that DC animation doesn't fail in, regardless. Its fight choreography and its animation, very well done. So that's that. So what do I think? Like I said in the beginning, I gave this an 8 out of 10. Um, some things I want to bring up is that I got a lot of Superman the animated series vibes from it. Um, the same thing that happens to Parasite in this film is similar to Parasite's origin in the animated series, which I thought was pretty good. The way that Superman kind of messes with Lois um, at the end of the movie is also reminiscent of how Clark was messing with Lois in the animated series. Um, Ma and Pa Kent were very much like their animated series counterparts. I thought that was pretty cool. Lobo, while not that goofy, definitely still had some aspects of the animated series and Superman. So it was nice to see. Now, do I think that this movie will delve into new movies? I don't know. I mean, you see references to Batman, so Batman in this film universe is already established. You see Martian Manhunter, and who knows who he's going to bring. Lobo mentioned more Kryptonians, so who knows whether they could set more films in this universe, which should be interesting. So yeah, that's definitely something to look forward to. So thank you all for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe, and hit the notification to make sure you're notified, and comment below. Once again, I do these movie reviews for you, the people who discuss good animated films like this and get your views on them. Thank you all for watching, and I'll have more videos up later today. Peace.